Governor Soludo advocates agro-export to transform national economy. Inspector General of Police disburses over 9 million naira to 15 families of deceased police officers attached to Anambra Command. Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency restates resolve to sustain fight against piracy. Russia resumes pumping gas to Europe after warnings of cutting supplies. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround on the maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news at 7 on ABS television. My name is Priska Wanko. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has called on the Central Bank of Nigeria to champion the shift from dependence on oil to agriculture-driven economy. Governor Soludo stated this when he played host to the CBN Awka branch manager, Mr. Benedict Maduagwu at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, described agro-exports as a game-changer for Nigeria's economy. Details and more on the story from here.
The governor said that his administration is already taking the lead by introducing regenerative agriculture, reinvention of the palm revolution and coconut economy, emphasizing that dependence on crude oil at this critical time may spell doom for the country, as the NNPC had made zero remittance into the federation account since February this year. According to the governor, the economy of the old was built on palm, but crude oil came and Nigeria forgot palm oil, announcing that he intends to plant 1 million palm and coconut seedlings annually in Anambra State. The governor noted that the central bank plays a pivotal role in the development of the country, stressing that when inflation is galloping, nothing else will work. While recalling the achievements recorded during his tenure as the CBN governor, Professor Soludo expressed satisfaction that the trust in agriculture introduced during his tenure was maintained. The governor, who commended the CBN corporate social responsibility, noted that greater partnership between CBN and Anambra State government on areas that have potential to change lives desirous by his administration. He said export-oriented production is the game changer and applauded CBN staff for their integrity and professionalism. Earlier, the CBN Awka branch manager who led the delegation, Mr. Benedict Maduagwu, spoke about the efforts of the institution in key areas of the country's economy, especially in the agricultural sector. He disclosed that they are making gradual progress on improvement in sensitization and drew the attention of the governor to some CBN facilities that can be of immense benefit to the state, including the Ankobra scheme, Accelerated Development Scheme, among others. Principal Secretary to the Governor, Barrister JPC Aneto, State Head of Service, Barrister Theodora Igwebe, Deputy Chief of Staff and Chief Protocol to the Governor, Mr. Chinedu Nwoye, among others, were present during the visit.
The wife of the governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onye Soludo, says her husband, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, is preparing a better future for all residents of the state. Dr. Soludo stated this while addressing a women group in Awka, explained that different policies initiated by the current administration are strategic plans to remodel Anambra State in all aspects. Dan Ezigwe filed this report taken from here.
The governor's wife stated that her husband is a man who is driven by a zeal to rebuild Anambra State, adding that building a greater and prosperous state demands collective efforts of everyone. The governor's wife also emphasized that the current revolutionary policies embarked on by her husband's administration are sincere and necessary efforts to build a working state. She pointed out that having spent close to 3 decades of unbreakable matrimonial union with her husband, she is convinced about his vision and intent to give Anambra a dream home. Mrs. Soludo also called for stronger support for the present administration, explaining that every effort invested in building a working Anambra State counts. In Awka, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
Members of the Tricycle Operators Association of Nigeria, Anambra State Chapter, says they are solidly behind Governor Chukwuma Soludo in his new tax regime in the state. The union made this known during a peaceful and solidarity visit to the government house, Awka. Chibuzo Okoye has the details.
Addressing members of the union, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezajoyi, thanked them for the visit and commended them for the peaceful manner that they comported themselves. Mr. Ezajoyi, who praised them for heeding to the government's decision that they will pay 15,000 naira monthly, which is 500 naira daily, urged them to enroll in a enumeration exercise at the Anambra Internal Revenue Service for them to be captured. The Chief of Staff pointed out that the Soludo administration has come to reposition the socio-economic well-being of Ndi Anambra and promised that government will give account of every kobo it has spent on behalf of Ndi Anambra.
Now there new changes, and there difficulties, and there sacrifice. So everybody may expect to sacrifice in one way or the other in order to get the government running.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Homeland Affairs, Chief Chikodele Anara, also appreciated members of the union for the solidarity visit and said that what the current administration in the state has done is to ensure that thousands and illegal revenue collectors are taken out of the parks and roads, and urged them to keep supporting the Soludo administration.
Professor Charles Soludo Nkwado, government Nkwado. Makana even Adama protest.
Earlier, the leader of the Tricycle Operations of Nigeria, Oka Zone, Prince Collins Ozojiofo, stated that the visit was to inform the government that they are solidly behind them in the new tax administration and that they are not part of those he called hired impostors that blocked some roads in the state recently, alleging dissatisfaction with the government new tax regime.
Ọwụrụ nnachi nọ ndụ akwụrụ ụgwọ ndụ keke chọọ ime ihe ọbụla va na-abịagodu abịakọwa alụ union ebe va nọ na ya ewe kpa anya mma union eridi ebe wee jekọwa alụ gọọmenti ọwụkwara ndụ keke merie ọyịba ji maka ya wee bịa ka ịgwa kwuru na anyị kwado ebe gọvanọ kwuru na anyị kwadokwa ebe gọọmenti kwuru ka ewedozi Anambra steeti.
Some of the placards carried by the union read, "Digitalized revenue collection is the new normal. Say no to revenue thieves. We are solidly behind Soludo," among others. From Government House, Oka, this is Chibuzo Koye for ABS News.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, ASHA, Dr. Simeon Onyemechi, says over 10,000 pregnant women and children under the age of 5 are to be enrolled in the second phase of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund in the state. Correspondent Chibuzo Kore reports that Dr. Onyemechi disclosed this when he led his team on an inspection visit to some primary healthcare facilities where the registration is ongoing in Anambra East local government area. Details of this report from here.
Speaking after the inspection, Dr. Onyemechi said that the additional registration was made possible as a result of the savings the agency made from the resources given to them in the first year, which they are now using to register over 10,000 the Anambra into the scheme to increase the number of the beneficiaries in the state from 28,246 to over 38,000. The ASHA boss explained that they prioritized women of childbearing age, people living with sickle cell disease, the elderly above 60 years, people living with disabilities, among others, in the first registration, but are now taken on board in the second phase, pregnant women and children under the age of 5, in order to take care of reproductive, maternal, and child health issues, which are critical human development indices. Dr. Onyemechi further pointed out that the scheme covers medical and surgical conditions and revealed that whatever case that could not be managed at the primary healthcare facility, that it should be referred to the secondary health for effective service delivery, all free of charge, and urged Ndi Anambra to utilize the opportunity to register their children and pregnant wives.
From all the places we went to and the children, whenever they are sick, they should come to these health centers, this one and the other ones we visited, where they are registered with their card to receive free medical care, and whatever cannot be handled at this primary health care center level, they will be referred to secondary facility, and ASHA will pay for them 100%. They are not expected to pay any co-pay because this is Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, an intervention of the federal government which we are implementing. So overall, once you have efficiency savings, the federal government advised that you use it to increase your number.
One of the beneficiaries, Mrs. Waneka Nnamani, who registered at Primary Healthcare Center Enugu Aguleri, thanked both the state and federal governments for the initiative, which she said will help immensely to reduce the out-of-pocket spending in accessing healthcare services.
Obi dị m ụtọ nne. Ama eji na-etu ego ma mbịa ụlọ ọgwụ ma baya warụ. Kene gọọmenti ndị a nwebutela atụmatụ a sị ka enyere ụmụ ogbenye aka. Ama sị ka Chineke gozie ka ba jide ka ba ji.
The managing director and chief executive officer of Asha later visited Umueri General Hospital, which is one of the hospitals in the state the agency powered with solar lights to ensure that Asha beneficiaries in the area are receiving top-notch medical services. From Umueri General Hospital in Anambra East local government area, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Echeng has, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Usman Baba Alkali, presented checks worth 9,100,000 naira to 15 families of deceased police officers attached to the command. Details and more on this report from here.
The gesture is an initiative of the Inspector General of Police Family Welfare Insurance Scheme aimed at giving succor to the family of police officers who die in active service. Also, the gesture is aimed at spurring officers to greatness while discharging their statutory duties with the assurance that their welfare is of paramount importance to the administration of the force. The Commissioner of Police, while presenting the check to the beneficiaries, thanked the Inspector General of Police for his relentless effort towards ensuring good welfare package for personnel of the force and all the beneficiaries to use the money wisely while investing in a profitable venture that will in turn ameliorate the needs of the dependents left behind. The Commissioner of Police also assured the Inspector General of Police that officers and men of the command will continue to put in their best to ensure peace, security and safety of Anambra. He noted that in the last 3 months, the command had received similar checks from the Inspector General of Police and it was presented to the beneficiaries. The families thanked the Inspector General of Police and pledged to make good use of the money.
The Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Jimo, has said that Nigeria is committed to sustaining the momentum of the success recorded in recent times in the fight against piracy in the region. In a statement, the Assistant Director of Public Relations, NIMASA, Osagi Edward Jamo, said this while reacting to the first half report of the International Maritime Bureau. The IMB, in its half-year report of 2022, has lauded a reduction in piracy in the globe and expressed optimism that it is a new dawn for the shipping community globally. Jamo, while commenting on this, said that the reduction was a direct result of collaboration amongst national, regional and non-regional stakeholders. The statement also said that the Gulf of Guinea Declaration on suspension of piracy had confirmed that there had not been any case of seafarers kidnapped 1 year after May 2021. The implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 is going to significantly reduce the revenue accruable to the Federation accounts. The Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission made this declaration. The RMAFC disclosed this in a report, said that the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 is a bold attempt to address regulatory and governance issues that have impacted negatively on the growth of the Nigerian petroleum industry in the last 3 decades. He added that the creation of multiple funds funded directly or indirectly from the Federation accounts is a major issue, noting that adoption of the dual tax regime in the petroleum industry as opposed to a single tax regime has its own advantages and disadvantages. The report, however, outlined the expected outcomes of the PIA as it is stated that the envisaged expansion of the sector was expected to make it more profitable for the benefit of everyone, Nigerians and investors alike. Russia has resumed pumping gas to Europe through its biggest pipeline after warnings it could cut off supplies altogether. The Nord Stream 1 pipeline restarted following a 10-day maintenance break, but at a reduced level. The European Commission urged countries to cut gas use by 15% over the next 7 months in case Russia switched off Europe's supply. Russia supplied Europe with 40% of its natural gas last year. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has sought to play down fears, promising that state gas firm Gazprom would fulfill all its contractual obligations. The 2022 Free-Gates National Squash Open Championship will hold from July 26 through 30, 2022 at the Ikoyi Club, 1938 course session, Lagos, the organizers have announced. According to Nigeria Squash Federation President Boye Oyerinde, the championship will attract over 50 players from across the country in junior under 16, senior men's and ladies categories. Oyerinde said the relationship is also a ranking tournament sanctioned by the Sports World Governing Body, adding that the NSF has started programs that will groom more talents from the grassroots. Remember, you can follow news and program on ABS in many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television or follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. To end the news at 7 this morning, a recap of the main points. Governor Soludo is advocating agro-export to transform national economy. Inspector General of Police has disbursed over 9 million naira to 15 families of the deceased police officers attached to Edinburgh Command. Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has restated resolve to sustain fight against piracy. Russia has resumed pumping gas to Europe after warnings of cutting supplies. Here is this special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround and maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. That's it. So the news at 7 right here on ABS Television. Many thanks for watching. My name is Priska Monko. Good morning and have a wonderful day.